What the fuck? What like? What do you think? Like, what do you think will happen? Like, you think
I
like
think I'm
he'll be like
probably,
another?
yeah, I think ideologically at the root, I think I'm probably a bit more scared of Hassan than I am of Trump. Yeah. I think when
Mm,
Trump's done, he's done. He's gonna go. They're gonna shit themselves about who to replace him because there's no
Number
foundational
one.
ideology for anyone to really grasp to. But with Hassan, if he becomes president and he doesn't deliver,
Look, I'm just gonna say this, okay? Um, I don't usually have a good impression of Lonerbox's orbiters, okay? I like Lonerbox himself. I just don't like Lonerbox's orbiters, okay? Generally speaking, okay? I don't know who Spider is. I don't really care. Um, but I look, listen, all right. There's no other way but to say this. I fucking hate Wiz and Smugbug. Okay, they are insufferable creatures. Okay, Jesus. Okay, all
then
right.
there's going to be what happens to socialists. The more crazy you are, the more extreme radical left you are, the better. Hassan is just like the stepping stone to fucking Stalin or Padam Panada, I guess.
I
Yeah.
I I personally disagree because I say because I spoke to other people. I think Hassan is just so goddamn retarded. Okay, like I think
Spider runs Loner unbox. Okay, I think I knew that. Yes,
he'll probably be like another Zoran
but this question is gay and retarded. Okay, so
or
okay,
like a Bernie, bro.
that's
I
all I'm
think
gonna
he's
say.
too goddamn dumb, and I think he'll be so goddamn cucked into like pushing like anything
Like again, the reason why we're like even questioning this question in the first place or whatever the fuck. Did you see Rao delete his Twitter? Yes, I've heard about that. Heard keyword gay retard. Go gay retard.
radical shit that he says. You know what I mean? Like
Just don't click on
re-educational
saying
camps.
Do you
You know what I
feel
mean?
the same about people who elevate Hassan? About the people he
What,
encourages in his
Madame Banana?
audience? Yeah, like the kind of
Like
people
Rush?
no, the kind of people who would be in his cabinet, for example,
Just a
or the
drink.
kind of people that would be
A
sitting and wait.
martini, shaken, not stirred.
Emma, take a music break. This is making my brain hurt. Hope you are still on. Thanks for the content again, even on my day off.
Yeah, of course. Don't worry. I'm always gonna be on, okay? I do daily streams unless there is some kind of like, special thing going on, like moving in the process of moving, or maybe something crazy happened or something, obviously. But usually I try to aim for daily streams at around this time, okay? But thank you so much. I appreciate that $10. Thank you. Listen, this is only possible from people like you, okay? Also, by the way, just join my Discord server, okay? Go. Join my Discord server. Alright, yeah, do that. Thank you so much for $10, buddy.
To take over the reins when he fails.
Then if fucking Bad Bernardo wasn't like fucking the fucking defense attorney or fucking like secretary of state or whatever the fuck, I'll honestly put myself in the fucking gulag, then let Hassan become president.
But do you know who will be in the gulag with you? Hassan will go in the
Hassan,
gulag.
yeah.
Like these guys turn on each other, and Hassan, for the amount of retarded shit that he says, and all the opulence, and all the fucking times where he's like compromised what they call like the true socialist principles to appeal to mainstream and all that, like, and for his career, yeah, like he'll be right there with you. He'll be turning big rocks into little rocks, right next to you.
What does that even mean? Whatever.
Wait, Econ, you said Hassan over Trump, right? Correct.
I tried last night, but your last video's link was expired. Thanks. Oh, okay.
Hassan over Trump. Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, it is a kind of a tough choice, but I do happen to think that even under both analysis, like both frameworks, where it's like Hassan, where he could do whatever he wanted, Trump versus if he could do whatever he wanted, or Hassan in the real like constrained political world versus Trump in the real constrained political world.
People break rocks
I think
why?
honestly in both circumstances, like I do think Hassan
Cartoons
would be better than Trump, because I think that Trump, like,
what's the point of
I
that?
just I guess I think that in a very fundamental sense, like Trump is just a more evil person than Hassan, and so that's kind of where I'm coming from in that. And like I think
Hassan
really...
would he'd try the one phone call with Israel, it wouldn't work, and then he would just get bored. He wouldn't actually try to send American troops to invade the country, right?
So is this hypothetical means like if Hassan had like the same
Dude, Hassan would still stream every day if he ever became president.
Are you there, or did I cut out? What's going on?
Okay, yeah, I thought it was me that cut out because I'm on my phone. It must have been him. But that's kind of my thought. I think that that Hassan, and I don't know, like Lonerbox, if you would disagree with this. Like, I think that when I talk to a lot of tankies, like when I'm able to talk to tankies, like
Oh,
like you
Bravo,
had that
okay.
conversation with non-smoker like a month ago or something like that, right? And
Yeah.
like when I talk to non-smoker, I don't get the sense that he's literally an evil person, right?
Mhm.
Like I take it that he just has, you know, it's like talking to a libertarian. Like a lot of libertarians aren't evil, but it's just like two ships in the night. Like we just clearly we've taken radically different paths in terms of how we think we need to solve the solutions in the world. But like I've never spoken to a Nazi and
I don't know about that one either, dude. And we totally real here. Your non-smoker had a poster of Lenin in the background. Hey.
thought this person's not evil, they're just a Nazi. It's like, no. Like
Do people from Lonerbox's Discord watch me? I wonder, because I've made so many Lonerbox videos at this point. But I know I've been banned, so I wouldn't know.
like this person's evil, you know?
Yeah, I know what
and
you,
I think
I know what you
Trump
mean.
is, like,
Yeah,
evil.
like I know what you mean, and I think there's also the issue that for Hassan, and I said this on Twitter, like Hassan doesn't want a revolution. Okay, that would inconvenience him so much. Like, can you imagine the fucking
wants
uncertainty
viewership.
of life with a revolution? Like, how does he know that some fucking
He wouldn't be
like
able to buy his designer fucking clothes anymore. Like, come
yeah,
on.
he would. Yeah, and like he would absolutely be fucking cooed by his own because of the liberal concessions that he's made over the years. And this has happened. People in the Soviet Union were fucking purged for far less than any active potential like ideological treachery that Hassan has done a million times over. So that's why I'm not so much worried about him.
Trump being an ultra moron hasn't hindered him from engaging in the deepest fuckery. It's obvious that Hassan would be empowered by a cabinet of sycophants. Yeah, I mean, it's like a cult, right? Like, it would literally still just be a cult. And in addition, dude, obviously, right? If you have bad effing nada in your cabinet, like, what do you think would happen? Fuck. Like, this guy is actually ideologically driven. And so is Hassan. Fuck. Hassan is also ideologically driven. And, you know, Trump has done so much, and he watches, like, Fox and Friends, like, every night, right? Like, the thing is that like you can make fun of Trump all you want, but he watches Fox and Friends every night, and he still gets a lot of crazy shit done, you know, in terms of like how much you can ruin the country, right? And he goes golfing more than Obama. Trump goes golfing more than Obama, and what? Right? I'm a Lonerbox fan. I'm in his Discord. Oh. Okay. Broken as your health minister. Dude, Frogan in charge of like the Department of Health is a thought that now keeps me up at night. Okay.
Him as a person, and like Trump is obviously like to me like a more evil person. It's just like it's what Hassan would bring up with him that maybe worries me more. Yeah.
I guess so, but then again, like you would say, I mean, like look at Trump, right? Like I think if Stephen Miller was president, we'd have some kind of Holocaust if Stephen Miller was president.
Yeah,
I'm not in the Loner Corps, but I should be on display in the Loner chat somewhere.
Obviously, he's Jewish. Like I don't know that the Jews would be Holocaused again,
Yeah.
but like Stephen Miller is about as crazy as any Hassan orbiter, if you ask me.
you're right, but
but Stephen Miller, but leftist is just bad. Well, not just bad. Bad Banana is even worse. No, 100% he's worse.
Miller and anyone who is crazy that Trump brings up with him is going to have a massive problem in the sense that they are not going to be able to fill Trump's boots as easily as a more radical socialist.
Like, do you see how like just oh god, like dude, Econoboi is just such a useful idiot for tinkies. Like you can't see this any other way, no? Like he unironically is. He's just unironically such a useful idiot for tinkies. Like this is 100% just like useful idiot type shit, no? Yeah. Like Jesus.
Would fill Hassan's, because for Hassan there's the foundational ideology, there's socialism, and someone can say Hassan wasn't like as good a socialist as I am going to come in and do it better, and that's why I feel like Stephen Miller following a Trump presidency, I think to me is less likely than someone like Mike from PA following a Hassan presidency. you know, because
I don't know, but I don't know if I agree with that though, because I
yeah,
think that, I mean, this is obviously highly like
What?
entirely an absurd discussion, but like I just think like,
yeah,
you know, at the same time though, you have to think that that's kind of a snake eating its own tail, right? That like the left, I mean, we talked about it, right? A hundred years ago, like the Australian Labor Party was like, we're not the Bolshevists, we're totally different. And like when you look at the history of basically all of these socialist movements across time and memoriam, you see like really large just internal disputes, and obviously they settle
Hedonic treadmill. Why are you so familiar? I swear I've seen your name somewhere.
on governments a lot of the times eventually, right? But
Sorry, guys. Did I disconnect for a moment? Did I buffer for a moment? We could.
like, you know, the idea that like Mike from PA would be able to be like, you know, guys, I'm basically Hassan 2. I'm like
Because I
the
heard
better
Frogan has a
Hassan
thought to stay up at
pikerist,
night.
right?
What?
Who's gonna do like
Frogan has a thought? No, sorry. Frogan has the department of. Did I say that? There's no shot, right? Don't rewind, please.
actual like socialism with
65
piker
hour.
characteristics, right? It's like I don't. These movements are almost like you said, like they're like structurally unstable. Like I don't know that you could hold together any kind of coalition of like American kind of like antagonistic leftists, right?
yeah. And that, but okay, wait. Talking about evil. Obviously, quite a lot of evil in the world is done by people who think they're doing good, and can maybe even argue quite well that what they're doing is good. Like
Of course,
the
yeah.
prospect of, remember, I don't think it's memes. Hassan genuinely believes that Israel is the modern Fourth Reich and is committing a Holocaust in Gaza.
Yeah.
If he becomes president,
By the way, this is what we call gaslighting. Just FYI, all right? I feel as though Econoboi is like gaslighting. Gaslighting, trying to downplay for Loner Box.
and he's got the power to
That's what it feels like.
launch some fucking B-2s over Tel Aviv to stop the Holocaust. Like, you think he wouldn't do that? Like, I don't know. I think he's more likely to do it. And if he doesn't, the amount of pressure he would get from his own to do it, like his voters, because that's what he's gassed up for the last fucking.
Wait, but I
long.
thought you said earlier. You thought he wouldn't.
Anybody who has seen season 1 of Game of Thrones knows that a lazy king doesn't mean stuff stops getting done. Hassan being dumb and vapid means someone worse is in charge. Yes. Ada Benada.
Actually invade Israel.
Yeah, I don't know, because like I feel it's difficult because so much of it is like branding, but I feel like he'd be at a point where maybe whether he believes it or not, he's put his voter base expects that from him.
Oh god, dude, I don't know why, but the fucking ice clinking around the fucking soda drink is so insufferable. Holy shit. Dude, it just really lends to how little Econoboi cares about literally everything, doesn't it? Right? Yeah.
Like his support base expects that from him because that's the message he's given. So just because he doesn't follow his own rhetoric to its logical conclusion, his followers will. And that, yeah, I don't know what would happen there. Or just like someone whispering in his ear. He even tweeted it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like,
Well, no, but don't get me wrong. Like, I think that, like, again, I think in both scenarios, it's very scary, right? Like, I remember, I think it was the last Live and Learn episode. Like I mentioned to Pisco, because he's Peruvian, that like Peru literally had that, like they literally had an election like this where they had, I think the name is like Fujimori, which is essentially like a fascist political family in Peru, and I think her name was Kiko Fujimori. She was running as the fascist right-wing candidate in the runoff against Pedro Castillo, who was like a Marxist-Leninist, like left-wing union trade activist. And I think that the ML, like Pedro Castillo, he won by like 0.5% or something. And then he takes office and immediately gets impeached because he tries to like, you know, abolish like, he tries to basically be a literal tanky and like get rid of Congress or something like that, right? So he has to get thrown out of office. And so it's like, even though that happened, I would still think, like, even in hindsight, that he was a better choice than like the fascist right-wing party. And similarly that, you know, Hassan versus Trump, that either a constrained Hassan in real existing political institutions versus a constrained Trump. Well, we see what constrained Trump looks like. It's still like terrible, right? It's awful that Trump is president, and it's awful what he's done to this country. And constrained Hassan would probably be awful too. But I think that, you know, there's probably just like a margin of issues where Hassan would be better than Trump. Like Hassan would probably not redistribute a bunch of wealth to the rich, if I had to guess. Hassan would probably not, you know, cut a bunch of welfare programs. Hassan would probably not like completely destroy the state capacity of the United States by firing hundreds of thousands of like federal employees, right? And you know, so it's like on the margin.
Someone in Lonerbox's live chat, Liam Smith. Okay, I'm done defending Econoboi lol. I can't defend Econoboi anymore.
I feel like a constrained scenario would be better for Hassan, but then like even ideally, it's like okay, again, like
I don't know why that's so
like
funny.
Trump tells Stephen Miller, hey man, we got a supermajority, we can do whatever we want. Start the denaturalization, start rounding them up. Like I think,
it's just so ironic. He's drinking his fat juice and at the same time advocating for socialism. It's so American. I know, right, dude? It's like the definition of like American privilege to be there, comfortable enough to advocate for like genocidal regimes, and while being American, you're fucking sitting on your ass gaining weight. Okay.
I think that's what you'd see under an unconstrained Trump scenario. It's just kind of hard because I think that in the question, what we're seeing is Hassan that is able to say his real opinions because he's not a politician versus Trump.
Econoboi, my California tax dollars is going to finance you treating your diabetes, okay, 5 years from now, okay? So fuck you, actually.
Trump, who can't really say his real opinions because he is a politician. And that's just kind of difficult. It's always going to be difficult to compare because their rhetoric is differently constrained.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why, again, it's always just, it's all this alt history where every parameter changes. But yeah, if you're in this current system and it's 4 years of Trump versus 4 years of Hassan, it's like, yeah, 4 years of Hassan, probably nothing would happen. Like, he would just fail at implementing everything, get bored, and leave.
Just put the fucking drink down, you fucking inbred moron. Just put the fucking drink. Stop fucking drinking this shit. What are you?
But then, yeah, it's just there's so many different ways to answer the question.
Yeah. Like I think Hassan's,
out of interest, like
I guess it would also be funny to see like, because like you said, like it would be funny to see Hassan's reputation like completely collapse with like the online left because he wouldn't be able to do like essentially like, oh, it turns out you can't just do Medicare for all with an executive order. Oh, who'd have thought, right? Like it turns out you can't just like bully every single senator to do what you want for them. Like that's actually pretty difficult, it turns out, right? I take your point on the foreign policy, though, that like the president really can dictate a substantial portion of foreign policy himself. And, you know, I guess that's the best argument that people have made about like Hassan being more disastrous than Trump is like the foreign policy implications. But I don't know. I feel like Trump's foreign policy is very disastrous.
Yeah, but with Hassan, it's also things that it's the things that you could do with executive order, right? Like the things that and that's a lot of it is military and foreign policy, right? Like he could, he supports the Russian annexation of Crimea, right? Like you just recognize it tomorrow, right? That would set a horrible precedent. And I don't know, it's also with the domestic thing as well, because I know what people are saying with the amount of shit that Trump's done domestically, but I don't know, like would you accept like an American fucking bombing raid on Israel's major cities with B-2s in exchange for saving Social Security? Like, I don't know.
Well, right. It's like it ultimately
Bro, I just imagine fucking Econoboi, like his drink is already gone, but do you know what he's doing? He's like fucking shaking his like cup around, pretending that he's some kind of incredibly smart academic. I bet that's what he's doing. I think he's just being incredibly pretentious. He's like doing this. Yeah, I suppose, Lonerbox. Yeah, that's right. I bet that's exactly what's going on. If I were to, if I was a betting man, okay, if I was a betting person, all right,
Becomes kind of like a brutal utilitarian kind of calculus at a certain point, right? It's like, okay, well, like essentially, like what is the real impact of either of those actions, right? And what's the probability of those actions actually being taken? You know, it's just clearly very difficult to say. I mean, like you said, it sounded like your first instinct was to think that probably Hassan wouldn't literally invade Israel, right? And I think that's probably right as well. Like I remember talking to Tally bots over in Wick over on Wick TV, and like they had said something like their expectation was that if Hassan became president, there would literally be like a Holocaust-like killing of Jews on the planet because of like he would like completely destroy Israel basically. And it's like I don't like would he? Like I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't. That's just not my expectation personally. Like I think that to the extent that you're a Zionist or like you really are like in support of the Israeli state or something, it's like I guess I don't think that there'd be a second Jewish Holocaust if Hassan was president. Like I guess maybe that would happen, but
well, it's more like
just
what
a
he said
little bit more
about
skeptical.
what he said. Like if obviously the phone call doesn't work and the sanctions don't work because obviously Israel's still going to fight some of their enemies, then it's like, do you do the bombing to stop the Holocaust? And then, oh, okay, what if it happens? What if America like incapacitates the IDF and then Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis and whatever other proxy groups decide to rush into Israel and take advantage of the situation? Like, would Hassan stop them? Probably not. But also, even domestically, right? Like, what if someone decided to fucking, what do you call it? What if someone decided to like go and murder their fucking landlord? And then they asked Hassan for a pardon. Like, would they get it? I don't know. Or they started like torching fucking Amazon warehouses.
Right. Well, right, but again, like with Trump, there's like you can actually like he literally did pardon thousands of like literal
January 6th,
insurrectionist rioters, right? So it's like okay, like the enemy I know versus the one I don't. I guess like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting hypothetical, but I mean, I think it's it's kind of sensible to come out either way on it. But I mean, I do think that Hassan would be kind of a slight preference in that regard. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, obviously, that's not the actual.
Oh, I'm so smart, guys. Oh, look at me. I'm just like shaking my cup around and acting like a cool person. Oh, oh.
Real politics is like Trump versus moderate Democrat. It's like, okay, well, like obviously moderate Democrat is the correct answer, like 100 times out of 100. So, whatever. But how do you think the debate? Have you watched the debate at this point? How do you think it went?
You failed. F minus.
I'm still going through it. I hope it's not just the entire situation of you Americans struggling to separate the social democrat socialists from the fucking revolutionary dipshits. I don't know.
Wait a second. Hold on. I don't think I struggle to separate the two. Okay, because I think I said multiple times like.
I don't think I struggle to separate the two. Lonerbox, if I do say so myself, I am extremely intelligent. I have an IQ of 125, alright? When I took that online test, I thought it was going to be lower, but obviously I was too modest on myself. When I took the online test for IQ, I got 125, okay? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have more ice to crunch and giving myself a brain freeze because I had to nerf my IQ because it's so high.
They're all part of the socialist canon. Like if you were going to write a book about the history of socialism, it would be kind of weird to just exclude the USSR and China. But there's differences between these groups, obviously, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm just not really seeing I'm not really seeing the effort so far to make that distinction so that we can at least agree on the definitions to have a conversation. Because obviously, one version of socialist can obviously be worked with. Like I don't think Stephen's against AOC and Bernie, but the other version definitely can't be worked with. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one of the issues is that we kind of waffle between. I think that Destiny and Connor kind of waffle between the two positions of like. I guess especially Connor, but Destiny as well. Maybe there's a miscommunication between the two, but it's kind of like we moved between like socialism is what people think it is, right? And then socialism is the historical understanding of socialism. And it's like, okay, well, on a historical account, it's just not clear that like the definitive understanding of socialism is essentially Marxist-Leninism. And on like the actually existing socialists of the world, well, I mean, you might disagree, like, oh, like somebody who votes for Bernie because they want a higher minimum wage and universal healthcare or something, like, well, they're not a real socialist. It's like, well, yeah, but they're saying they are. So like, you either have to take that seriously or not, right? So like, it's kind of a hard, like, you're either appealing to the historical understanding or you're not, right? So,
okay. All right.
I have one question for you, Lonerbox. Are you going to support Jeremy Corbyn's new political party?
Probably not.
So that he can implement socialism?
Probably not. I don't know. I think going from having some pretty attractive domestic policies to wherever the fuck this is, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Reform will be happy about it because splitting parties in the UK is not generally a good idea, but yeah. At least it's even now. You know, Conservative Reform versus Labour versus...
Bro, if I have to hear Econoboi like fucking smacking his lips around one more time, I will go out and do something heinous, okay? That involves chasing after a woman at night and scaring them.
It's Corbyn.
Have they come up with a name yet? I'm really curious what the name's gonna be.
Don't know.
I'm so curious what
Apparently
it'll
the
be.
launch
Do you
was
think
chaotic.
they'll just be like the Socialist Party?
Who, what?
Do you think they're literally just going to call themselves like the Socialist Party?
I don't know. I mean, how many parties have we had in the UK that there was like the Socialist Labour Party, there was the Socialist Worker, there was the Socialist Party, the Socialist Party of Great Britain. Yeah, we've had loads. So I don't know. They're running out of space now. Whatever's not copyrighted, right?
That's true. That's true. They can just call themselves the Corbynites or something. I mean, Jeremy Corbyn's really old, honestly. He's like 80 years old, isn't he? Like, how much time does he have left?
Yeah. But it's also, well, Sultana's there as well. Apparently they might call it the Left Party. It's quite broad.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
I have a question, though. Obviously, like, it depends, right, on the society that they're in when it comes to, like, socialist policies, right? The thing is, I feel it also has to depend on, like, the kinds of things that they support that isn't just socialist policy. Like, for example, do they have ties to, I don't know, the CCP? Do they have ties to other, like, governments that clearly are not ideal in a sense where they say they're socialist, right? And they want pretty good policies for a country. But do they have, like, do they support certain things that are clearly like beyond the pale? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, like obviously there's a difference between like your kind of like I don't know, like your pro Russia like ML socialists versus your kind of dim socks, right? So
because usually like people that support like Bernie or AOC, like AOC has moderated over time. The thing is that like most people that would vote for them also like, I don't know, peddle like fucking propaganda for like actual like what are they, like one party governments. They want actual.
Oh God, what is this? I'll try calling in tomorrow. Oh, this is the person who wanted to debate me about Destiny, apparently. Okay.
Cool. Autocracy, right? So because they don't believe that like freedom of political opinions is a good thing, because clearly we can't deal with like people that are insane.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Lonerbox and I would agree with that.
I want to go back to this debate.
Okay.
We all good, guys?